Today I'd like to welcome Cindy Wheatcraft, who's flown all the way from Ohio here to the Rancho del Sol in San Diego, California. And Cindy, I want to welcome you to the ranch and thank you for coming to share your incredible, powerful story.
Thank you so much for having me.
And so you were diagnosed when?
April 6th of 2009.
And what were you diagnosed with?
Invasive ductal carcinoma.
hmm And was there a tumor involved?
Yes.
hmm
But it was invasive, so it was going outside the walls of the duct.
Right.
Yes.
So there was inflammation involved too as well. Did you feel a lot of heat or pain in the breast?
No.
So you had no symptoms other than what?
I had no symptoms. They found it on a routine mammogram.
I see. And so after you heard this news, this is when you decided to take the route that very few travel, and that's no chemical therapy, radiation, or surgery.
Right. I just didn't want to put my body through the trauma. It just all felt very invasive and very poisonous, and
hmm
I didn't. And I wanted to live for my kids, and that didn't feel like the best way for me to survive it.
And you came to a fairly quick decision.
Yes.
How many days after your diagnosis?
Um, I I had the needle biopsy on a Thursday, and I could tell by the radiologist's face that I had cancer. So I went home and
hmm
started researching and thinking about what I was going to do, talk to my kids. Monday, they called me and told me that I had cancer, and I started on the diet on Monday.
Okay. And that's the pH miracle diet.
Yes.
And so when you were originally diagnosed several months ago, how did that feel to you?
I felt kind of abused and beat up. Um, like, why do I have to deal with this?
hmm
And I made the phone call to my son and told him, and he cried on the phone, and that was so painful to me. Like, you want to do everything possible to keep your kids happy for the rest of your life, and all of a sudden something going on with me was causing him pain. That was really painful for me.
hmm
Sometimes I was angry. Sometimes I was just tired of dealing with it. I was tired of dealing with people around me who were mad at me for not taking the medical route.
So that was a big decision not to take the medical route. How did you come to that? Very difficult decision to go alternatively, and especially something as dramatic as the pH Miracle program.
I had been learning about the pH Miracle program for about a year and a half, playing around with the idea of changing my diet and my lifestyle to alkaline. And I've seen too many stories of people going through cancer that went the medical route and got worse or got cancer somewhere else.
hmm
And I know someone who was a client of yours, who's a friend of mine, and she had inflammatory breast cancer, and the doctor said she had less than 6 months to live,
hmm
and she went on the diet, and 2 years later she was completely cancer free.
So you got the pH Miracle book and started looking at the foods you can eat and the foods you need to eliminate. Did you do any supplements too as well?
Oh yeah, chlorophyll and your Doc Brock's product.
Oh, okay, so you started doing concentrated green smoothies and green drinks.
Yes.
Okay. So we met in New York, and I had an opportunity to look at your blood. And what did we find?
It didn't look good. And my kids were both with me, and they both thought I'd been doing this diet so well that they both thought it was going to look better. And it didn't look good.
hmm So apparently, either on a physical level or an emotional level, things needed to be shifted. So what did we do? How did I shift you?
So you told me to go on a juice feast for 12 to 16 weeks. So from that point on, from that day on, I only had juiced green vegetables or blended green vegetables.
I see. And the reason for that, I told you, was to build more healthy blood through introducing more chlorophyll.
And then the saying where they say you do anything for your kids.
Right.
So why wouldn't you take care of your kid's mom? I mean, that's really very impactful to me. I wanted to be healthy in all parts of my body, spiritually, physically, emotionally, as healthy as I could possibly be. I just wanted to hit the cancer with everything I could besides surgery, radiation, and chemo, I wanted to do whatever I could to get my body healthy again.
Hmm. And then just recently you called me. You had some great news.
Yeah, saved my life.
That's
Yeah,
wonderful.
yeah.
I mean, that is an unbelievable story. You have medically, documented the reversal of a cancer that is just about impossible to reverse, let alone trying to reverse it without chemotherapy, radiation, or surgery. So do you think this is just a miracle, or do you think it can happen for other people too as well?
Oh, I know it can work for other people. I mean, it's been happening around me. My son's been on the diet. My mom's been on the diet. Um, my mom had valley fever. It's healing her lungs. My son his acne's gone away and he's running when he couldn't run before. As a matter of fact, 2 weeks after he started the diet, part of his workout program every day, he goes online and it tells him what he's supposed to do to work out. And sometimes it says run a 5K and he always skips over that. That day, like it was only 2 weeks after he started the diet, I saw him running out the driveway. And then a while later, I saw him running back down the driveway. I thought, oh, he must have walked the whole way and just ran down the driveway. And he said, I ran the whole way. I never stopped.
Cool.
5K, he was like amazed. So,
Hmm.
yeah.
So are you exercising too as well?
Yes.
And you exercise during this process?
Yeah, more so after I saw you in June. So I
Hmm.
stepped it up. Besides the juice feast, I got a rebounder, a little trampoline, and started jumping on that, walking. Started using an infrared sauna.
So you received additional benefits other than, you know, the vanishing of your tumor in your breast. I mean, that what happened? I mean,
Yeah.
after 2 months from when we saw each other in New York and I looked at your blood, 2 months later you were found to be cancer free. I mean, tell me a little bit about that too as well.
Yeah, I had a thermography test done, and when they did the needle biopsy on the lump, they put a titanium marker in there to mark where the lump was
Right.
without my permission. So when I went to have the thermography done, they could see the titanium marker, but there was no cancer cells around it. And so she sent it to some doctors at Duke University to double check it,
And what
and
did they say?
they came back and said there was no cancer.
No cancer in the breast. I mean, you reversed inflammatory ductal cell carcinoma on the pH Miracle program.
In 2 months.
Just amazing. I'm so happy for you. I'm happy for your family. And I'm sure this brings a lot of joy to you to have experienced this.
Yeah, it's changed who I am for the better. It's changed people around me. You know, everyone knows someone that's going through some disease,
Hmm.
and they're hearing the story. Um,
Was it hard for you to do this?
it was hard.
Yeah,
It was hard.
but it was worth it.
Oh, definitely. And I'm going to stay on it now, so that's definitely worth it. And my body's just craving greens now, and it doesn't want the other food. So
Hmm.
I'm just going to give my body what it wants.
And we had an opportunity to look at your blood again. And from New York, which was 2 months ago, till today, what did your blood look like?
It looked awesome. There was healthy blood cells everywhere. There
And
was not. I asked you to show me one healthy blood cell in June, and you couldn't find one. So my son and I sat there, and we were almost just gasped. I mean, it was amazing.
hmm So we actually saw the blood of someone who was healthy, and I couldn't find any cancer markers.
Yeah, it was incredible.
Do you believe that a cancerous condition can be reversed by a person changing their lifestyle and diet to a more alkaline lifestyle and diet?
Oh yeah, I would like to stand on the rooftops and just yell it out to everybody. I mean, I have people calling me and emailing me now that have heard the story and want me to tell them what I did and help them or their mom or their sister, um and I'm only one person. It's hard for me to reach everybody through email and phone calls. So I would love everybody to know about it.
Thank you so much for taking your time. Thank you so much for dedicating yourself, for having the faith, the conviction to make a commitment to change. Because I believe when one has the conviction and makes the commitment to change, that they can have a pH miracle too.
Thank you so much for all your work and dedication to this.